Right, now, this round is called This Putrid Modern Hell, and it's devoted to the biggest wrongs from the awful now in which we reside. I'll be asking each of my guests to nominate the thing they hate most about contemporary life. My favourite answer wins a point. Critics say our reliance on text messages and tweets is making us worryingly inarticulate, but luckily there's a wealth of scientific research to suggest the truth is actually a whole opposite bunch of stuff to that. Modern science can do incredible things. They grew a human ear on the back of a live mouse, presumably so it could hear people screaming, "Oh my God, someone kill that disgusting abomination." Mark, what annoys you most about the modern world?
Any helpline or any phone line where you have to talk to a voice recognition thing rather than an actual person. I feel really sort of middle-aged complaining about this. But they just don't work very well. Machines aren't as good as humans recognising what you're saying because they, for example, they don't have ears. So, for example, I had to read out a 16-digit card number last week to an automated thing, and of course you get through it and it says, "I'm sorry, I didn't understand that." And it's all you can do not to say yes because you're not a person. So you didn't understand it for the same reason you don't celebrate your birthdays, for example. There's another, I had to use one on a train recently, and I had a password on this account which was bacon.
You've just told us all that.
Yeah, because it's basically paying off a credit card, so you'll only use it if you want to reverse defraud me, basically. But I was on a crowded train having to say over and over again, bacon, bacon. Each time I say, "I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. Please say it again after the tone. Bacon, bacon." And in the end, I just got referred to a person, the same as if I'd just rung up in the old days and spoken to a person, except that I wouldn't have said bacon 7 times on a train.
So you're against voice recognition. I thought of an app. Right, which, where all it does is it records what you say during all your conversations and it works out your sort of little verbal tics, okay? And then it's autopilot. So when somebody phones up and you couldn't really be bothered to listen to them, you push a button and it just simulates the sort of thing you normally do on the phone. So it just goes, yeah, what?
Yeah, OK. Great.
And it will recognise certain things, like the sound of weeping or something, and then it will play a little alert so you pick it up and actually hold a conversation.
Or it could just have an automated... It could just have a few key phrases for when... Like, if it picks up weeping, it could be, "Oh, my God, are you all right?" For the same way that your phone has built-in text messages saying things like, "I love you," for if your life really is too bleak for you to actually...
That's true!
I can't even be bothered to write that.
That is terrifying. I remember spotting that. That is terrifying.
Yeah,
there was
pre-written text messages.
There was a pre-written default text message that said, "I love you too."
Yeah.
That you could just select as an option.
I love you, but not quite so much that I'm going to write, "I love you."
Rufus, what annoys you about the modern world?
Balance. We have a situation now where everything around us is join in with the debate. There's a big debate. Oh, the news it's all kicked off in the news. You're listening to the Jeremy Fine show, and we're asking, is eating a bucket of live wasps with every meal good for you? One man who says it isn't is John McFalloway, Cambridge Professor Emeritus of Human Dietary Nutrition, and here to say it's absolutely fine is Bedlam's finest Albert Moonhowler. It's basically with any one thing now, you can't just have somebody go, "Yeah, that's right." You have to have a debate. And the biggest problem I have with balance is this. I think that most normal people, if you think there is a genuine debate raging, then you think, well, neither of them are probably right. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. So we constantly give way to the middle ground, to nutcases. So it's like, is eating a handful of live wasps with every meal good for you? Well, this guy, who's the professor of nutrition, says, no, don't do it. Some nutcase says, do it. Well, the truth is probably somewhere in the middle. So with breakfast, I'll just eat a handful of live wasps. Yeah.
That's a very good point that you've raised there. But for the sake of balance, I suppose I'll have to point out you're completely wrong, you idiot. You never mentioned any of that during Argumental.
A show whose entire principle was we must argue over every single point.
Yeah. The exact opposite. What I would say is, at no point, though, did we lay claim to being Question Time.
No, that's true.
No, it's not like we had John Sargent hosting it or anything.
OK, so Rufus, you're annoyed by balance, basically. Holly, what annoys you about the modern world?
I get annoyed by packaging, the way that...
It contains things.
Yeah. No, the way that it sort of talks to you now. Like, the last sort of wave of marketing before this current wave was that sort of rubbish, self-affirming stuff. 'Cause you're worth it. you know, and I always think, what, like, are you saying my personal worth is equal to that of a $2.99 bottle of shampoo? I mean, that's the most backhanded compliment I've ever heard. But now it's sort of gone the kind of way of the innocent smoothie, which is like, put a little hat on it, and it sort of talks to you like, heat me and eat me. Like, I bought this ridiculously expensive box of muesli the other day. You know, the kind of one where, like, every single flake is hand-picked by a woman from Surrey, that kind of one. And on the side of it, it said, someone's having a good morning. And that really annoyed me. A, because how dare it make me feel guilty that I'm so lazy I'm eating it at 9 o'clock at night. And B, I don't want my food to judge how my day is going. You know, like, you don't pick up a bottle of vodka and it goes, wow, your life sucks. So I'm sick of this sort of, you know, this sort of straight-talking, packaging sort of
I know what you
food.
mean. I mean, I hate the smoothie cartons that say things like, I'm one of your 5 a day. Hello. Woohoo.
Yeah.
Cuddle me. Give me a cuddle when you take me out of the fridge. It's so needy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So needy. Just shut up and hold my drink.
This is
I
the
think, is it because they think people are so lonely that they need affirmation
yeah.
from...
Had a nice chat with my smoothie, at least.
It can stand me.
I talked to my smoothie the other day, it just went, yep. Right?
It started when Microsoft put a folder on your computer called My Documents. You just look at it and go, I know they're my documents. I wrote them. Stop talking down to me, you stupid machine. So whose documents are they going to be? Todd Carty's?
Then they got the talking paperclip. I mean, this is all the beginning of it. Like, it's a spell checker. I don't need it to sort of come over and go, I see you are writing a letter.
Yeah, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Butt out of it, paperclip.
The thing is, meta to all of that is basically giving things that aren't capable of feeling a personality. South West Trains would like to apologise for the late running of this service. Would it?
Like there's a train weeping in the sidings. I'm so late, I've been so late.
The fat controller desperately trying to console it.
Yeah, I'm just a bad train.
They annoy me, those sort of announcements they do at railway stations, because they pre-record apologies. That's what I think you need to look at your service if you're employing a man to do voiceovers for pre-recorded apologies. Like, I would rather people apologise there and then when something went wrong, rather than sort of stacking up apologies as they went along. I got in an argument with a tannoy the other day.
That's not a good statement,
No,
is it?
it just went ding dong. This is a customer announcement. Any unattended items will be destroyed without warning. And I was like, wait a minute, that is a warning. If you're going to do it properly, just go bing bong.
Well, at the end of that round, in the interest of balance, I'm going to give a point to Rufus. And so, in our final round, I'll be asking my guests a series of quick-fire questions, and as always, the wrongest answer to each one wins a point. So, what's the worst thing you could say on a date?
My dad's dead, you know. But we are 10.
Seems to have been quite a winner. You didn't employ that in your adult life, presumably?
No, actually, it's fair to say I've never told my wife wrongly that anyone's dead, and I think that's what I attribute the success of the relationship to. Yeah. I'm always 100% honest with my wife about who is dead and who's alive. That's why she loves me.
It's best to keep an air of mystery.
Sometimes when she rings up and says, how's the baby, I'll leave a sort of exciting pause and then say, fine. It's alive! Everything like this, yeah, it's the X Factor technique.
Anyway, I'm going to give that to Mark. OK, what is the worst superhero superpower?
Currency conversion.
That's pretty good, I would have thought. I thought of one which is a confusing superpower, which is a guy who can see through walls, but only when his own sister is getting changed behind him.
Probably a superpower.
I came up with one who's capable of giving people a temporary nut allergy.
That's pretty good.
I've called it anaphylactic.
I think flying, but you don't know how long it's going to last for, would be
Or the ability to fly 0.3 millimetres off the surface of the ground.
Yeah, flying, but so low that it looks like you're just walking
barely
away.
detectable.
Yeah, so frustrating. This is a miracle, don't you realise?
I love the idea of, I'm going to give you a point for flying but not knowing how long it's going to last is brilliant. What's the worst name you can think of for a boy band?
The Creepy Uncles.
It's pretty good.
I think Take That, because there is already another boy band called Take That.
Yeah,
You'd be an idiot.
legal problems, yeah.
You'd be an idiot to call your band Take That.
I think Take That is, I mean, we're so used to the idea of take that now, but it's a very strange, no one says take that as an actual phrase now, so maybe there's scope for other ones like that'll teach you, or...
Have some of this.
Exactly.
Why I order.
Yeah.
How'd you like them apples?
Exactly, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it's how do you like them apples?
I think I'm going to give the point to Rufus. What is the worst film that could be turned into a musical?
Spider-Man, apparently.
I think Rufus. You definitely get a point for that. What is the worst tagline to a horror film?
In a land where everything is fine.
Yeah.
You did manage to make that sound sinister, though.
Yeah, a world where everything is as it seems. There's almost always in films, nothing is as it seems. If you watch a film where everything was as it seemed, for example, you walked into a room, there was a plant there, and it just was a plant.
I think unexpected item in bagging area.
It's only a matter of time until that is the tagline for a horror. You know that's going to be the tagline for a horror film about people who get beheaded in Tesco.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to give Holly a point for that. What is the worst thing to read in a horoscope?
Today sees Jupiter enter Mars, beginning a chain reaction that breaks up our universe. This is the end of all things. If you have loved ones, simply kiss them goodbye. On the plus side, someone at work recognises your true potential.
Can't beat that. That's a point to you, Rufus. OK, so that is the end of the show. And I see that at the end of all of that, Mark has won. Oh. Congratulations. So, well done, Mark. You're officially so wrong you're right. Commiserations to Holly and Rufus. That's it. That's all you get. Go away.
So Wrong, It's Right was hosted by Charlie Brooker with guests Mark Watson, Holly Walsh and Rufus Hound. The producer was Alan Evans, and it was a Zeppotron production for BBC Radio.